with Scrappy appliques this week, and we'll be showing you an easy method in how to create these. It looks so time consuming and detailed, but it's really an easy way just to use up your scraps. This is a scene out my window, and this is definitely the inspiration for this project. I love it when every little branch is covered with snow. It's just beautiful. I have the word snow written out on a piece of paper, and I'm going to be using these fabric. It was an old fabric, and it just had all these snowman heads on it. I don't think it's still available, but you can probably find some kind of fabric with round snowman heads that if you wanted to complete a project similar to this. I have just a piece of natural muslin, an archival ink in the color cornflower blue, and I'm just going to be stamping random snowflakes on this background. Now this archival ink is waterproof and color fast, so it's great for a project like this. I'm going to flip those over, and I'm going to be tracing my letters onto Heat and Bond Light. Now I flipped those over because I do want my letters to be going the correct way. So I do have to reverse that. And now this might sound or seem a little backwards, but what I'm going to be doing is using white school glue to glue the back side of this Heat and Bond Light. So I'm going to actually be putting glue right over the top of the adhesive that's already on there. I do this in other projects, and someone mentioned, why don't you just use like a spray adhesive? And you certainly could do that. I find it's a little bit harder to control. It's this school glue, you can just get it where you want it. And now I'm just going to be laying scraps across that glue. You can use little different shapes. I'm basically using stripes here, but you can also use, like if you have extra lace, just different things. It certainly doesn't have to be strips of fabric. And just filling it all in. I'm going to set this aside and let it completely dry. Once it's dry, I'm going to just cut all of these shapes out, and I'm cutting right on that line. I do use dull scissors for this. I have different, grades of scissors. And I usually will have a piece of tape or something on that will designate the ones that I want to cut for this Heat and Bond Light, because you are cutting through paper. Now I'm taking this to my ironing board, and I'm pressing these both from the front, and I'll flip them over and press them again from the back. This will activate that glue that is on the paper itself, or the Heat and Bond glue. And then once these are cool, I am able to peel that paper off, and I will have that adhesive on the back, and I'll be able to iron these into place. I have my muslin now, and I do have that fleece or that batting on the back, and I'm just going to lay these the way I want them arranged, peeling that paper off, getting my little snowman in to make the O. And then I can press this into place. I'm going to take both of these layers, and I'll be taking both of them off to my sewing machine. I have my feed dogs dropped, my free motion foot on, or my darning foot on. I do have just an all-purpose thread in, and I do have a lighter thread or a bobbin thread in the bobbin. And I am doing free motion zigzag. So it's very wonky looking. I love this look, and it really fills in and travels quite quickly. It just gets it all done. Been looking at this, and I thought it'd be fun to do some hand stitching on the snowman's face. I just did a satin stitch for his nose, French knots for his eyes, and just a running stitch for his mouth. You'll see some close-up pictures at the end so you can see my little hand stitching. I'm really enjoying adding hand stitching to my projects. I cleaned up the edges. Right sides are now together. And again, my backing is just a heavyweight cotton canvas. I'll link that down below too. I do like it for the backs of pillows. I will be stitching a 1/2 inch going around and leaving an opening of about 6 inches. Just cleaning up my edges now once it's stitched, turning it right side out. Just sticking a little pokey tool in there, a little stick to get those corners out, and then rolling the edges, and we'll be pressing this. I don't show the completion of this pillow, but I will link to just a very quick video that I have on how I complete my pillows. I do close the opening once it's stuffed with my sewing machine, just using the zipper foot. Just turning that opening under. Here are some pictures. You can see my little snowman's face. I hope you give this applique a try, this Scrappy applique. You can just do so many different techniques with it. It's a lot of fun. Thank you everybody who's joined me. Have a creative week. Bye for now.